Just when they thought they had survived the ultimate betrayal and secured their happily ever after, a dark storm was already brewing in the shadows. From a jailed tyrant's desperate revenge to a cold, calculating mastermind ready to tear down an entire empire. Shaon and Shubho thought the worst was behind them. But what happens when an unexpected multi-million-dollar bailout turns out to be a deadlier trap than all their past enemies combined? Get ready for a high-stakes war of wits, corporate espionage, and explosive survival, where a single wrong move could cost them everything they love.
With the arrest of Rudra and the imprisonment of Ranjini, Mandar, and Madi, a deep sense of relief finally descends upon the Chakrabarti household. Birendra Chakrabarti recovers completely, his health steadily improving under the affectionate care of his daughter Shaon and her devoted husband Shubho. Together, Shaon and Shubho take full charge of the family business and the sprawling household, restoring its lost glory and bringing back the trusted employees whom Ranjini had unfairly dismissed. Their exemplary teamwork, sharp business acumen, and unwavering mutual trust propel the company to unprecedented heights of success, making it one of the leading corporate houses in the city. However, peace in a daily soap is rarely permanent, and hidden shadows are about to emerge from an unexpected quarter. Deep inside the high-security prison, Ranjini refuses to accept her humiliating defeat. Seething with anger and consumed by a burning desire for vengeance, she uses a clandestine network to establish contact with an influential, ruthless, and shadowy corporate tycoon named Vikramaditya Roy. Unlike previous villains who relied on brute force or crude henchmen, Vikramaditya is an intellectual mastermind, a ruthless predator who operates in the upper echelons of global finance and corporate espionage. Ranjini manipulates him by promising a massive share of the Chakrabarti empire and appealing to his massive ego, convincing him that destroying Shaon and Shubho will be his ultimate triumph. Vikramaditya enters the city with a charming facade, masking his sinister intentions behind a multi-crore international investment proposal meant for Birendra Chakrabarti's company. Birendra and the board of directors are initially impressed by his polished demeanor and massive financial backing, completely unaware of the lurking danger. Vikramaditya strategically embeds himself into the inner circle of the family, acting as a friendly mentor while slowly laying down a web of psychological manipulation and corporate treachery. He cleverly targets the emotional vulnerabilities within the household, planting subtle seeds of doubt, manufacturing artificial misunderstandings, and orchestrating complex corporate traps designed to make Shaon and Shubho look incompetent and untrustworthy in front of Birendra and the business community. As weeks pass, subtle cracks begin to appear. Certain crucial financial files go missing, anonymous complaints start piling up against Shaon, and long-standing clients suddenly pull out of major projects, citing severe professional breaches attributed directly to Shaon's oversight. Shubho notices the sudden downward spiral and tries to shield his wife, but Vikramaditya plays a brilliant game of deception, framing circumstantial evidence in a way that points towards internal betrayal. Even Birendra, despite his immense faith in his daughter, finds himself questioning the baffling series of financial disasters plaguing the firm. A heavy cloud of tension descends once again upon the Chakrabarti mansion, threatening to shatter the hard-earned happiness of the newlywed couple. Determined not to let history repeat itself, Shaon refuses to sit back and watch her family's empire crumble. Remembering the lessons from her past struggles, she decides to investigate secretly rather than confronting Vikramaditya openly. She enlists the help of her loyal friend Kanal and manages to trace a series of encrypted offshore financial transactions directly from Vikramaditya's primary shell corporation to the prison cell where Ranjini is confined. The shocking realization hits Shaon like a thunderbolt. This is not just a corporate rivalry, but a well-orchestrated conspiracy engineered jointly by a jailed Ranjini and an elite corporate predator to completely bankrupt and ruin the Chakrabarti family name forever. Armed with this vital clue, Shaon races against time to gather digital proof before Vikramaditya executes his final takeover bid during the upcoming annual general meeting of the company. She sneaks into Vikramaditya's high-tech private penthouse late at night, dodging private security guards and sophisticated surveillance systems. Just as she manages to download the encrypted master files containing all the incriminating evidence onto a portable drive, Vikramaditya's security team corner her in the dimly lit study. Before they can capture her, Shubho makes a dramatic entry through the balcony, creating a massive diversion that allows Shaon to escape by the skin of her teeth. The climax reaches its peak on the morning of the high-stakes annual general meeting, where Vikramaditya is all set to strip Birendra of his chairmanship and take absolute control of the company. As Vikramaditya stands at the podium, smiling triumphantly with the acquisition documents ready for signing, the grand auditorium doors swing wide open. Shaon and Shubho walk in with absolute confidence, accompanied by cybercrime officers and financial regulatory authorities. On the giant LED screen behind the stage, Shaon broadcasts the decrypted audio-video confessions and offshore bank trails linking Vikramaditya directly to Ranjini's conspiracy. The entire media throng gasps in utter shock as Vikramaditya's mask of innocence is instantly ripped apart, leaving him speechless and trapped with nowhere to run. Police move swiftly to place him under arrest, while Birendra proudly embraces his daughter and son-in-law, acknowledging that their unbreakable bond and sharp intelligence have saved the family legacy once more.
With Vikramaditya exposed and handed over to the authorities alongside the freezing of all his illicit assets, the Chakrabarti household finally experiences a long period of unbroken peace and prosperity. Birendra Chakrabarti, deeply touched by the relentless courage and loyalty of his daughter, Shaon, and her husband, Shubho, legally transfers a major controlling stake of the company to them, ensuring that the empire remains in safe and capable hands. Shaon and Shubho now step into their roles as the undisputed leaders of the corporate world, earning immense respect from clients, competitors, and employees alike for their visionary leadership and unyielding integrity. Their personal life, too, blossoms with boundless happiness as they celebrate their first wedding anniversary with grandeur, surrounded by close friends and relatives who bless them for enduring every storm hand in hand. Birendra spends his days peacefully, guiding the younger generation and enjoying the harmonious domestic bliss that has finally returned to his mansion after years of turbulence and deceit. However, the world of daily soap dramas is notoriously unpredictable, and beneath the surface of this glittering success, a new and more cunning threat is quietly taking shape in the shadows, far away from the watchful eyes of the police and the media. Deep in a high-security penitentiary located on the outskirts of a neighboring state, a notoriously wealthy and influential underworld mastermind named Devraj Singhania learns about the absolute destruction of Vikramaditya's empire and the repeated humiliation of Ranjini. Devraj, who happens to be a shadowy business associate and an old secret admirer of Ranjini, is infuriated by the total victory of Shaon and Shubho. Unlike the previous antagonists who acted out of blind rage or petty jealousy, Devraj is a cold, calculated strategist who controls a vast international syndicate dealing in illegal arms smuggling, drug trafficking, and hostile corporate takeovers. He views the downfall of his associates not as a defeat, but as a personal insult to his supreme authority, and vows to completely dismantle the Chakrabarti legacy piece by piece until nothing is left. Devraj begins his meticulously planned revenge by deploying a sophisticated network of cyber hackers and financial terrorists to silently attack the digital infrastructure of the Chakrabarti Corporation. Within a span of just a few days, the company's secure servers are breached, critical client databases are encrypted with ransomware, and millions of dollars are siphoned off through complex international shell companies, pushing the firm towards sudden financial insolvency. Shaon and Shubho work day and night alongside top cybersecurity experts to trace the source of the cyber attack, but they keep hitting digital dead ends as Devraj's elite hackers cover their tracks with military-grade encryption. The sudden financial crisis triggers panic among the board of directors, who begin questioning Shaon and Shubho's administrative capabilities, pointing out that the company is facing its worst crisis in history. Adding insult to injury, Devraj makes his grand entrance into the city, posing as an anonymous philanthropic investor who graciously offers an unconditional multi-million-dollar bailout package to save the collapsing Chakrabarti Corporation from bankruptcy. Desperate to protect the life's work of her father and secure the jobs of thousands of loyal employees, Shaon reluctantly agrees to sign the preliminary bailout agreement proposed by Devraj's mysterious representative. However, something deep inside Shaon's sharp intuition tells her that this too-good-to-true rescue mission is nothing more than a poisonous trap designed to suffocate them slowly. Refusing to remain a helpless victim, Shaon decides to dig deep into the background of the mysterious financial savior with the confidential assistance of an old college friend who now works as a high-ranking intelligence officer. Through covert investigations and risky midnight stakeouts across abandoned dockyards and upscale clandestine clubs, Shaon and her friend managed to intercept a heavily encrypted satellite phone transmission between Devraj Singhania and his local financial proxy. To her absolute horror, Shaon discovers that the bailout agreement contains hidden legal clauses deliberately designed to transfer absolute ownership of all real estate assets, factories, and intellectual properties directly to Devraj within 30 days, rendering the entire Chakrabarti family legally bankrupt and homeless. Armed with this undeniable proof, Shaon races against time to present the evidence to Shubho and Birendra before the final acquisition papers are officially countersigned during the upcoming board meeting. But Devraj is always one step ahead. Anticipating her move, he orchestrates a dangerous highway ambush on the outskirts of the city to intercept Shaon's car and destroy the physical and digital evidence forever.
as armed thugs sent by Devraj surround Shalon's vehicle on a lone stretch of the highway, blocking her path with heavy trucks. Shalon refuses to surrender and fights back with fierce courage, utilizing her wits to evade the attackers and escape into the dense surrounding forest. Meanwhile, Shubho, sensing that something catastrophic has happened when Shalon fails to return home, mobilizes a rescue team alongside the Cybercrime Police Division and tracks her phone's last known location. Shubho arrives at the highway clash just in time to neutralize the remaining thugs and rescue a bruised yet utterly fearless Shalon from the jaws of danger. With their cover completely blown and their secret conspiracy exposed to the authorities, Devraj realizes he can no longer hide behind corporate legalities and decides to launch a direct final assault on the Chakrabarti mansion during a stormy night. As thunder roars and heavy rain lashes against the windows, Devraj and these heavily armed mercenaries storm the gates of the estate, holding Birendra and the household staff hostage at gunpoint, demanding that Shalon and Shubho surrender themselves unconditionally. Instead of cowering in fear, Shalon and Shubho execute a brilliant countertrap by triggering the mansion's advanced automated security systems, plunging the entire estate into pitch darkness while using their intimate knowledge of the secret architectural blueprints to disarm the intruders one by one. In a final high-octane showdown inside the grand living room, Shubho engages in a fierce hand-to-hand combat battle with Devraj, ultimately pinning him to the ground just as the special police forces led by Shalon's intelligence officer friend breach the front doors and arrest Devraj and his entire syndicate. With the final threat completely eradicated, the Chakrabarti family emerges stronger and more united than ever before, casting away all lingering shadows of fear and stepping into a future defined by unbreakable love, everlasting peace, and triumphant success.